Son of Kong came out in 1933, the same year as the original King Kong. Needless to say, it was a little rushed. Let's start off with a plot synopsis. I'll keep it brief this time. The first 20 minutes is filler. The next 20 minutes is them deciding to go back to Skull Island. You may be thinking, why would they do that? If I was them, I would never go back there. Well, that was their plan, too, until this guy lied about there being treasure on the island. They go to the island, get kicked off their ship, presumably because they couldn't afford to keep all those actors around. Oh yeah, they had a significantly reduced budget on top of the time crunch of releasing it in less than a year. Lovely. Anyway, they then find Kong's son, find out the treasure is actually real and they just happen to land near it, and then they just up and leave the place. Kong's son is really underwhelming. If I was the studio, I wouldn't have rushed this movie out in under a year. I'd let everyone forget about the first one so they wouldn't notice that this one is the same but worse. The monsters are smaller, they get less screen time, there's less monster fighting, there's no rampage through a city. I'm having a hard time finding any positives about this movie. The only good thing is that while the characters are boring, they aren't annoying. Everything else is just overshadowed by its predecessor. The movie is about half an hour shorter than the original King Kong, but it still takes longer for the monsters to first appear. And even though there's significantly less monster screen time, you can still tell that the animation was rushed. Kong's son is a complete pushover, which is something you don't want to see from a leading monster. All in all, though, the movie kept me somewhat entertained throughout, which is why I'm kind of surprised that I can't think of more good things to say about it. Overall, though, I'd say you can skip this one. After thinking about it, I'm pretty sure this movie wasn't considered a giant monster movie because the monsters just aren't big enough. Also, it's not even feature length. So, overall, I probably shouldn't have even reviewed this movie in this series, but here we are. Next review will be Mighty Joe Young. Hopefully it will be better.